Hi everyone, welcome to GTCoding. In this video, I'll show you how to work with React Router DOM to navigate to different pages in your React application. So first of all, you need to have Node.js installed on your system. If you don't have it installed, then go ahead and download this Node.js from here and install it on your system. And then you can use your terminal or command prompt in Windows to create a new React application. Or else you can also use a tool called git bash if you are using Windows, and this is also a great terminal for Windows. So let's go ahead to our terminal and create a new React app. So to create a new React app, you need to type npx create react app and then the name of our application. So we will name our application portfolio and then press enter. Alright, now that we have created our React application, let's go into it by typing cd and the name of our application. Now we can start our application by just typing npm start, but we'll just install React Router DOM before starting our application. So let's type npm install React Router DOM and then press enter. Alright, we have installed React Router DOM. Now let's open our project in VS Code. So we can just type code dot and it will open in VS Code. This is the structure of our application. If you go to package.json, here we can see we have our React Router DOM installed over here, and if we go into sources, we have these files over here. So let's go ahead and start this application. So let's open the terminal. So let's click on view terminal, and here we will type npm start. So here's our application. Now if you go to app.js file and let's close this terminal, and here if you make some changes then it will be shown over here. So let's go ahead and delete this whole header section from here, and here we will type hi from app.js, and we will add a division over here. Alright, so now if we save this, now what we want to do in this application is that whenever we go to a specific URL, for example, if you go to the home URL /about, then we want to display the about page over here. So now if you go to about, we can see that the same text is displayed over here. We want to display the about page over here, and when we go to the main page, we want to display this home component over here. And if you go to a random page on our website, then we should be able to display a 404 error. So that's basically what we are going to do in this tutorial. So let's get started. So first of all, let me go ahead and delete this logo from here, and we'll also go to app.css and we will delete this whole styling from here, and we'll just add a basic style, padding of 32 pixels, and we'll also increase the font size. Alright, that's basically it for our styling. We are not going to focus on styling, we'll just focus on the React Router. Now whenever we want to work with React Router, the first thing you need to do is wrap everything from our application into a BrowserRouter component. So let's go ahead and import BrowserRouter from React Router DOM. Now once we have imported, we have to make the BrowserRouter as the parent component of our application. So this is how it works. Now if we go to our file structure, we can see that if you go to index.js file, we see that we render our app component from index.js file. So what we can do is add this BrowserRouter in our index.js file so that our app.js file will look clean. So let's go ahead and cut this import from here, and we'll paste it right here. And if you want to have a different name for this BrowserRouter, you can just type as, and you can add your own name over here. So I'll just add router, and we'll have this router as the container of our app component. Alright, so now we'll go to our app.js file, and we can remove this browser router from here. Now if you don't want to have this division over here, you can go ahead and use a React fragment. Now let's go ahead and create our navbar so that we can go to different URLs. So we'll go to our file browser, and here we will create a new folder, and we will name it components, and in that we'll create a new file and we will name it navbar.js. Alright, here in the navbar component we will import React, and then we'll create a stateless functional component. So we'll type const navbar and we'll create an arrow function, and we will return a heading for now, and we'll just export default navbar. Alright, now we'll import the navbar component in our app.js file. So here we will type import navbar from components slash navbar. Now here we will type navbar, and here we can see our navbar component. Okay, now we'll create the actual navbar. So if you go to navbar.js, we'll return a nav element, and in that we'll have a UL, and then we'll have a couple of list items. So we usually use the anchor tag for creating the links, but in React you can use link from React Router DOM. So we'll import link from React Router DOM. So here we will type link, and in link we have a property called to, and we'll set that to slash for the home URL, and here we will type home. So here we can see the home URL. Alright, now we will copy this li from here and we'll paste it 2 more times, and here we will type services and we'll change this to services, and here we will type about and we'll change the link to about. Alright, now if you click on services, we can see that our URL changes to /services, and if you go to about, it changes to /about, and if you go to home, then it changes to the home URL. Alright, now let's create pages for about, home, services and error. So here we'll create a new folder and we'll name it pages, and in here we'll create a new file called home.js, and then one more file called about.js. Then we'll have a file called services.js, and at last error.js. Alright, for the home page we will go ahead and import React from React. So if you feel that you are wasting a lot of time writing this same code over and over again, then you can go ahead and install an extension, and I'll just show you the extension. So here's the extension called React Native React Redux Snippets, and if you go down here we have a lot of shortcuts for importing React and creating stateless functional components and all. So we will use these shortcuts now. So you can go ahead and install this extension in VS Code. It is by eQuimper. Alright, so let's go to our home.js file. So if you want to import React, you just have to type imr and press tab, and there you go, you have React imported. And to create a stateless functional component, you have to type sfc and press tab, and then type the name of your component. So our component is called home, and here we will return home. Alright, now we'll do the same thing for all our pages. We'll go to error and we'll import React, and we'll create a stateless functional component. We will name it error, and we'll return a heading and we will call it 404 not found. We'll do the same with services. And also with about.js. Alright, now we'll close all these components over here, and we'll just work with app.js. So we'll just delete this line from here, and we have this navbar, and we want to display each component based on the URL we have over here. So the first thing you need to do is import a route from React Router DOM. So we'll just type import route from React Router DOM. Now we can create routes for each of these components. So we will type route. So we can type path, and here we can have the URL that we want. So for the home component, we want to have the home URL, and then here we have to specify the component. And for that, first of all, we have to import our components. So let's go ahead and import all our components. Alright, we have imported all the components. Now for the component, here we will type home, and then we'll copy this a couple more times, and here we will type about, and we'll set this to the about component, and then here we will type services, and here we'll type services, and for the error, we don't need to have any path, and here we'll type error. So we'll just delete this error component for now. Alright, so here we can see the home page is displayed over here, and now when we go to services, we can see services is displayed over here, and if we go to about, we can see about displayed over here. But we can see that the home is displayed even in the about and services page. So for that, we can use a property called exact. And now if I save this, the home will be displayed only when it is on the home URL, and if you go to services, we can see only the services page, and if you go to about, we can see the about page. Alright, now we'll create the route for error. So we'll type route, and we'll set the component to error, and we don't need to have path over here. So now if you save this, we can see the home and the error are displayed over here. If we go to services, we can see the 404 is displayed over here as well. So for that, what you can do is import switch from React Router DOM. So we'll just go ahead and import switch as well from here, and we will use switch as the parent component for all our routes. So here we will type switch, and we'll cut this from here, and we'll paste it after all our routes. So now we can see only the home page is displayed, and if I go to the services, we can see the services page, and if I go to about, we can see the about page, and if I go to a random URL and press enter, we can see the 404 not found page. So switch renders the first route that matches. Alright, now the last thing I want to show you is something called NavLink. So if you go to our navbar component, we can see we have used link over here, but we can use a different link called NavLink, and we will replace all our links with NavLinks. Now using NavLink, you can add an active style to your links. So if I type active style, and here if you type color equals red, and I'll just copy this and paste it in all our nav links. So now if you go to services, we can see the services link has this red color, and if you go to about, the about link has a red color, but the home link is always active. So for that we can just add a property called exact, and here we can see we have the about active, and if you go to services, the services link is active and the home link is active. And instead of writing the styles over here, you can also write the styles in your CSS file. So I'll just show you that as well. Just delete this from here, and here we'll type active class name, and we will set it to some class. So now we'll go to our CSS file, and here we'll create a new style, now active. So here we can give it some style that we want. So just set the color to green over here. Now we can see the home link is active, and if you go to services, we have services active and we have about active. So that's basically it about React Router DOM. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below, and if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.